though, the penalty. What did you make of it? Penalty, yes or no? Is the World Cup being rigged in favor of Messi?
It was soft. It was a bit soft. I'll be honest. That's basically all I can say. It was a bit soft.
Yes or no? Don't ask me. Don't tell me about soft or hard or whatever. Yes or no? I was simple.
I
yes
don't
or
know. That's the thing. I genuinely don't know. It's really difficult to answer because a lot of the stuff like Japan versus Spain, I think.
I don't need to stun cause I am the one. I do this for fun. I do this for fun. I am the one. I am the one. Everybody duck. My puns on my echo words.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. Thought we'd do something different, catch a bit of fresh air. It is December after all. This is the World Cup final preview. I am joined with my good friend, my brother from another mother. Total Thai, what do you say, Margie?
I'm doing good. I'm just excited for the final. The World Cup. The World Cup, we've been waiting for the World Cup for so long. It's finally here, but now it's over.
Now it's over.
Exactly.
It's
I'm
over.
sad. I'm honestly sad about it, but at the same time, there was a lot of upsets. There's a lot of topics that you can go through, and overall, I'm just excited for this final.
I love for that. But we'll jump into it. People, you know what to do. Smash that like button if you're new in here. Subscribe. And of course, subscribe to Total Thai Talks. Link to his channel is in the description below. Without further ado, Thai, let's get into it. First semi-final, Argentina-Croatia. What did you make of the game?
Honestly, I thought that the game was going to be a lot more difficult than it was. I thought Argentina was going to come into the game and struggle because Croatia have always been seen as that team that they don't get that much credit, but they know how to get a result when it's needed. Then Argentina just went and dominated them. That was something I never expected. I thought that was going to be a game that's going to go till extra time. Argentina will get the win. It's going to be that one goal, and then that decides it all. But Croatia just didn't look in it at all throughout the entire game. Argentina set out a defensive unit that cut them out. Every single shot that Croatia took throughout the entire game was outside the box, and that just shows how they were cutting them out before they could even get there. Kramaric had no chances, and he was one of the best forwards so far in the World Cup.
Facts. I want to ask though, the penalty. What did you make of it? Penalty, yes or no? Is the World Cup being rigged in favor of Messi?
It was soft. It was a bit soft. I'll be honest. That's basically all I can say. It was a bit soft.
Yes or no? Don't ask me. Don't tell me about soft or hard or whatever. Yes or no? I was simple.
I
yes
don't
or
know. That's the thing. I genuinely don't know. It's very difficult to answer because a lot of the stuff like Japan versus Spain, I think the ball went out. But they judge everything on.
Different angle though.
Now exactly the same thing. When you look at the penalty, it's literally they're gonna bring angles into it. They're gonna bring was the intention into it. They're gonna bring a lot of stuff into it. I would say off of the first glance, I thought no. I was happy they got the penalty, but I don't think it was a penalty.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay, fair enough. Look what it is. What it is. It is what it is. Always, it's gonna be it's a hard decision to make. But nonetheless, like you said, Argentina were the better team. I think they have gotten stronger as the tournament has progressed on. And kudos to Argentina. The other semi-final, France-Morocco. What did you make of it?
I was so sad.
I'm not gonna lie.
I was so
Everyone in
sad.
Morocco were the people's team. Credit to Morocco. Big up Morocco.
I was so sad because honestly, it even came down to, I mean, if we really being honest, it wasn't like cutting through the defense, dominating goals that France even scored.
Yeah.
The second goal was extremely lucky, but you know what? It wouldn't have, like, you create your own luck in football.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have happened if Mbappe wouldn't have gone to the poles, tried to dribble a couple and taken the shot. But I just felt sad because, like, the entire game plan that Morocco had.
They had
was-
us. I'm not gonna lie. They had me nerve. They had me sweating.
When the defense after you guys scored, immediately their game plan just got thrown out the window. Now it became a full game. They just attack. Let's get something out of this. We want to be the first African team in that final. And then they started attacking you, and you could see that France was actually vulnerable because they were cutting through your midfield. Now for me, that was such a good thing because we know that if they can bring that into the next World Cup, if they can grow on this over the course of the next few years, it's going to be amazing. But overall in the game, France always looked like favourites, but it was one of the most exciting games that I've seen so far in the World Cup. I never expected Morocco would give France that kind of a game.
True. Another quick thing that I want to touch on, look, I know Zidane came out and said he won't be attending the final. Benzema also said he won't be attending. What did you make of Benzema being available for the final? Would you have used him? Let's say, okay, I know he said he's not going to go, but would you have used him personally? Benzema, would you have?
No.
I also wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
It's a good weapon to bring on.
It is.
It's a good weapon to bring on. But I think what Giroud gives to that team, I would have stuck with Giroud.
And I mean, all you need to do is just look into the previous games, like the previous games where Giroud. All you need to do is look into the previous games where Giroud was in the team compared to when Benzema was in the team. When Benzema's in the team, you don't necessarily see the best of Mbappe.
True.
You don't see
Facts.
the Giroud. I mean, this Griezmann that we're seeing now. You don't see that when Benzema's playing because Benzema is your focal point. He's the guy you give the ball to. He scores the goals. But now when Giroud is in there, all of a sudden. He's linking up play, he's being that last man, holding it up for you, and then he creates space for the others.
Exactly.
He just becomes that predator in the box that you need a defender on. Benzema doesn't have that same. Benzema's opening out and look for spaces here and there. Giroud just becomes a presence, and that's what works in this France team.
True.
You guys have so many attackers. You have who else has the luck of having Dembele on the one wing, and then Mbappe on the other wing, and then Griezmann playing as an attacking mid or false nine.
True.
But now, what counts in your favor is Giroud fits that mold. It's weird when you're watching the France games, you can't see anyone else fitting that perfectly as that striker. And at the same time, he still gets goals. So it's not like he's a waste of fan because he's getting important goals for France.
True. Let's come on to the final now. Let's talk Argentina, where 3 standout players where the game could be won and lost for you in Argentina.
In Argentina,
Yeah.
Messi, obviously,
Of
number
course,
one.
of course.
Emiliano Martinez, another one. And you know what? If I'm being honest, I would want to throw it towards Rodrigo de Paul for the midfield. But if I'm really gonna go, it has to be that defense because in the defense, I will say Otamendi because he's been having such. Okay, let me just focus on Otamendi first.
Yeah,
he's been having a good.
He's had
World Cup.
a good tournament though, I must admit.
I didn't expect that.
Neither do I,
because
because he's been cut by
he's
City.
the oldest player in that. Okay, no, sorry, second to Messi, but he's the player that when you look at that squad, he's the player that could have fallen out.
Exactly.
But
true.
now what you have with him is you have someone that perfectly complements Lamero, and that's weird because
True.
Lamero is the kind of defender that runs, gets tackles. He's
Aggressive.
a stupid defender. I'll just be honest.
Aggressive, yeah.
Like I don't want to say
I like him
aggressive.
though. I like him though.
He's
you
good.
need that now, but you need that.
But now-
you need one bozo, man.
You do. And
Yeah.
now what's so cool about it is you have Otamendi that's next to him who weirdly complements that.
Exactly.
He wins the aerial duels. He's the one that while the Lamero goes out for the tackles and just runs into midfield and starts tackling, he stands back and he watches. Which is not what I'm used to seeing from Otamendi. So I would actually say Emiliano Martinez needs to make sure that he becomes that imposable force in the polls. And at the same time, if the game should go to penalties, then they're going to rely on him heavily.
I'll back him over Lloris.
Exactly.
I have to admit.
Messi, because we see the difference between Messi and Ronaldo has always been when it comes to finals. Ronaldo has always been the kind of player that performs when it comes to a final. With Messi, there's been games where he doesn't have that same level of impact in a final.
Now, what impact?
Think about it.
How many Champions League finals has he
I
scored
think
in?
of the World Cup final, the last one that they
I
made
put
it
that
to.
on Higuain. That's not on him.
No, but
that's
I'm
on
saying,
Higuain.
because what happens is with France, if France goes into this game with the mindset of we're gonna cut him out totally,
I see
then what
you
you're
mean.
having is you're having the most important player that everything runs through, and he's now immediately out of it. Like if Argentina wants to be smart this game, the players last game what Morocco were doing was they were cutting Mbappe out. But technically what you're then doing is you're cutting the end of the line out.
Exactly.
What they should have done was make sure that their defensive mid is out of it, so Chouameni could have been marked,
Chouameni.
and then the other player would have been Griezmann.
Fofana and Griezmann is
Let me
the
that.
other one.
No, Fofana was no, fuck Fofana.
Fofana
The
was
other
cut,
two
yeah.
was Chouameni. Chouameni is the link between your defense and your midfield,
True.
but then Griezmann is the one who takes it. If you really want to be smart, Mbappe will get no service if you take the two of
If
them
you
out.
take the two of
So
them out.
now, if they cover Messi in the exact same way, which is actually what happened in the Germany final with them, that's why I'm scared of it, because there's that possibility that could happen where they just cut him out, and if they cut him out, you have the Argentina players that their heads will then drop because it's like he's not creating, so what am I
What
going to do
else?
now?
But I mean,
That's my
Argentina
fear.
have other weapons. You got your Di Maria that can come on.
I'm not feeling Di Maria. I'm not feeling Di Maria or Dybala.
McAllister's good as well. I like
McAllister is
McAllister.
amazing.
I like
And
McAllister.
I like the partnership
Enzo
of
Fernandez as well.
Enzo Fernandez is one of the breakout players in that Argentina
Exactly.
squad. Him and I would actually say Molina also, because Molina hasn't been
Molina as well.
performing. He hasn't been performing that well in Spain. But all of a sudden, like, in the past few games for Argentina, he's been playing really, really, really well. So now, the other player, so I just have to get back to the main player that will decide this is Otamendi, because if they can cut France's defense down and France's attack down, and they can just defend really well in this game, they can make sure that France has no way of scoring, and they are then just on the attack. It all starts with Otamendi.
True.
So I would say those are the 3 plays for me. And what about for you?
For me, I think you've mentioned it already in terms of a France perspective. Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud, they are the key players for me. Yeah, like I said, everything that needs to be said, you've said already. You've summed
What do
it
you
up
think
perfectly.
what do you think about all the illnesses that's going into the France team?
Look, even before this World Cup came in, we've had our injury issues already. 6 key players being out, blah blah blah. The other day we even had Rabiot and Upamecano out, but Konate came in and did well. Now him and Varane is out. Maybe it's time for Saliba, but I mean, look, it is what it is. If that is the case, I mean, look, they've spoken about the air conditioning and the temperatures in Dubai, of course. So we're not the first team to suffer these type of things. If it is, that's why you have a squad, so the players need to come in. So yeah, let's see where it goes. It is a final. I want to win it. Of course, I've had experienced recent success with France. Of course, when you can't not get to a final and not want to win it, of course. But I won't be too phased even if we lose it, because of course I want Messi to have that on his CV.
But if you guys win it, that's massive ups to you. You'll be the first team to win 2 finals since
Brazil. So yeah, let's see what happens. Prediction time. How do you see it going?
I see it going all the way for Argentina. I'm saying
Scoreline?
2-0.
2-0.
2-0. I'm going for a 2-0.
I'm going 2-1 France, of course. But hey, let's see what happens, people. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. This isn't our last video that we are going to be doing. We will be doing a review video on Monday to talk about the biggest upsets, the standout player. What else did we say? Best game?
Basically, we're going to be going over the entire World Cup as a whole, going through the dark horses, the main players that stood out, the players who was the biggest disappointment,
Biggest
disappointing
flop,
countries,
all of
and
that.
also the countries that we can look forward to in the next World Cup. Because I see a lot of teams. The one that I can mention is the USA, who look.
Facts.
They came into the World Cup with an extremely young team, and they're going to be going into a World Cup that they're hosting.
They're hosting as well.
With an amazing young team that's only going to grow.
And that
over the course
midfield
of
of
years.
Musa,
And then you have
McKennie,
Morocco,
and
you have something
Adams,
else.
exactly.
Croatia, Belgium, that's busy dying here. So, what's going to happen in the next World Cup?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, that's Monday's video. But yes, people, love for the love. Thank you for joining us. Like I said again, like the video. Go over to Total Tide Talks. His link is in the description below and in the title. It doesn't take you out of this video. It's DVD. It's Total Tide Talks, and we are out here.